Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? NoZoupForYou here, and I hope you all are doing good. I'm doing good myself. Been busy as always, but I have found time to sit down and do a video. And something I want to cover right now, just some thoughts about the current state of the game, the direction of the game, and everything else. Almost 7 years on. If you haven't been paying attention or looked at the dev blog, we are gearing up for World of Warship's 7th anniversary. And that's the anniversary of going gold. The game's actually older than that when you factor in closed beta testing, alpha testing, everything else. But the game launched right about the very, very first TwitchCon, which I remember specifically because I went there on sale to TwitchCon and took part in the opening celebrations. It was a fun time. It was a really fun time. But that was 7 years ago, and it's very hard to believe that this game is approaching 10 years old. And even I myself can't believe that I have invested almost 10 years into this game. Probably more than any other game I have ever played. Game series, now that's a different situation. You know, you got things like Call of Duty that go back much, much further than that. But I don't think I've ever played the same game for that long. So, congrats, World of Warships, I guess, or maybe I should be feeling bad about that. I don't know, that I've invested so much time into this game. But yeah, 7 years coming up. And though we've got numerous ship lines, I mean, World of Warships and Wargaming has been pumping out ships, and they continue to pump out ships, and I guess they should be applauded for that. You know, it's good for the game having more variety, more tech trees to go down, more ship lines, and that adds replayability to the game. No one can argue that. But there are other issues, and again, just looking over the development blog, you can see these issues and things that just concern me, things that tell me certain things aren't working still, and not only things that aren't in the dev blog, but just things that I'm noticing in general that 7 years on, I would hope these have been fixed, and they just haven't been yet. So first and foremost, we've got notification that aircraft carriers are going to be given, possibly given, let me say possibly, because this is in closed testing right now, anti-submarine warfare. Why is this a big deal? I mean, if you're a carrier main, this helps you. I know that submarines are somewhat of an annoyance. If they break through the gaps and close in on you, there's not much you can do. But how often does that really happen? And should resources really be used towards this testing and providing this feature? I've always thought that aircraft carriers not having ASW was kind of a good thing. It balanced carriers in a way. I mean, if you look at things in World War II, they really didn't have ASW. I mean, maybe they did close in, I don't know. But they had airplanes for spotting and alerted other ships, and I think that's the way things should remain. You know, if a submarine's on the surface, you're able to bomb it either way. You can bomb it, you can hit it with torpedoes. If you're in the Hornet, you can just absolutely saturate it with the heavy bombers. So I don't think this is something that really warranted our Wargaming's attention. And this just continues to show me that this current iteration of aircraft carriers, the aircraft carrier rework, you know, after what, 4 years now? 3 years, 4 years? It's still not working the way it needs to work. There are still issues with it. Issues that should have been addressed a long time ago, and issues that just keep coming with this ship class. So that's just one thing that I've noticed. Another thing, devlog saying that there's visual improvements that are happening, which that's always nice. I love that. You know, visual changes on certain maps, not all the maps, but certain maps. You know, that's fine and all, but I still think this this far into the game, we should have a lot more maps than we have right now. And I understand they take time and everything else, but I think the creation of maps kind of got sidelined when Wargaming had to create the maps all over again with below the surface terrain and everything else. So I don't know how long they had to develop that for. I suspect it's been a long time coming. I don't know how many resources they had to divert to that. All I know is I would like a lot more variety in maps right now. I mean, we're getting, what, maybe 1 or 2 per year, if even. I would like much more than that. Much more variety. It seems like, especially in the high tier, you're getting the same maps over and over and over again, and it just gets kind of repetitive and boring. I mean, it's not fun. Or at least give players the option in the load up or something, you know? Give 2 map choices and let players vote, and you either go on the next map or the previous. And I know, you know, I mentioned Call of Duty earlier, but I think they used to do that, or Battlefield did that at one point. One of the games did, and I think players really enjoyed that, the ability to choose which map you go to. So just one suggestion right there. You know, we've got another batch of balance changes again. Ships like Champagne, Silawangi, Udaloy. You know, some ships that have been for a long time, and some of the newer ships like the United States. It's always good that they're continuing to tweak these ships. It really is, but depth charge airstrike parameters changing again, which just goes to show that submarines still aren't balanced, despite being in the game for, well, I can't say they've been in the game. They're in this weird, bizarre situation right now where they're still trying to figure them out, so I think we get them in spurts. And I don't know if people enjoy that or not. I mean, obviously, submarines are here to stay. They're not going away at any time in the near future or ever. It's kind of like the carrier rework. It happened. Wargaming went full speed ahead. There's nothing you can do about it, so that is what it is. Most recent dev blog notes. And this is for the ongoing clan battles in the Serendai season. So this only applies to you if you play clan battles. Restrictions, no more than 1 Le Fantastique or Le Terrible per team. I guess the French destroyers are just way too fast and cause too much of a pain. It goes for the Kiev as well, no more than 1 per team. And the Lenin and Vladivostok have been banned. So I guess Russian bias is too much, the battleships, so they are not allowed at all. Goodbye. So that's just a quick update on that. But yeah, hard to believe that we're coming up on 7 years. How many of you all have been playing that long? I'm interested to know. Put how long you've been playing for in the comments if you get a chance. Let me know what you think about the current direction of the game, if you agree where we're going, or if you want to see changes with maps and everything else. I'm interested to know that as well. Hope you all are doing great, and I will catch you all later. Zoop out.